Hey, hi, hello. Do I even still know how to do this? I really don't know. It has been such a long time. I was recently looking at my YouTube channel and realized it's been like 5 months since I posted a video. 2018 was absolutely crazy. A lot of things happening in my personal life, a lot of things happening in my work life, my family life, just so much was going on. Even that I do these videos for fun, obviously not for a job or anything, they just kind of fell by the wayside. Things have just been crazy. I put on my Insta story a couple weeks ago saying that I missed YouTube and I missed sitting down and filming beauty videos, and so many people were so sweet and reached out to me, slid into my DMs and told me that they missed watching my videos and gave me some ideas of things that they really wanted to see from me. So all of those things will be coming soon. It kind of made me feel like, yes, I need to be doing some more videos. I love doing stuff like this and it's fun for me. Obviously some things that other people want to see as well. I thought that today would be a good time, even though it's January, but I don't even know. After Christmas and the New Year's, I've been all thrown off, but I have this weekend completely free. So I thought I would sit down and film all of the products that I was loving in the entire year of 2018. There's a lot of stuff sitting here. I'm gonna try to pop through it really quick because I don't wanna be here for 2 hours. You guys don't wanna be here for 2 hours. I absolutely love these videos where some of my favorite YouTubers do their best of beauty, or even just bi-monthly favorites, January, February favorites. I always like to see what everyone else has been loving. It gives me an opportunity to go pick up some more things if I don't already have it. I'm not gonna go in any order with these. I am just going to grab the things that I have on my makeup table in front of me and we will get going. First, let's start out with lip products. These first two right here are more of a lip balm type of product. They're not necessarily lip glosses or lipsticks. As you can see, these Fresh Sugar hydrating lip balms are absolutely amazing. As you can see, this one's in coconut and this one is in caramel. I love both of these. I have my friend Christy turned on to this one, and as you can see, it is well loved. This is a must-have in my purse. This is the Kopari Lip Love. It makes my lips feel so hydrated. I think this is probably the third one of these that I've gone through because I'm absolutely obsessed with it. So lip products are kind of my thing. I never need any, but I always find myself buying them, especially a good nude. Doodle hasn't wanted to chew on his bone all day long until I just picked this up and started filming. So that's awesome. If you hear that crunching noise in the background, thank him. You're noisy. This is just a product that I like to use over a lipstick, a liquid lipstick, or by itself. This is the Dose of Colors Katy times Desi Over the Top Lip Gloss. Please excuse my completely alligator, disgustingly dry hands. But this is the gloss right here. It's super pretty. It kind of just has those flecks of gold. Not overpowering though, just super pretty. Again, I wear it on its own sometimes. This is the Smashbox Always On Liquid Lipstick, and this is in the shade Fair Game. I take it on my traveling trips because it really does stay on beautifully. And the formula of these Smashbox liquid lipsticks are like none other. There is right there. It dries down so comfortably. I don't have any issues with it moving around on me. On top of this one, this is one of my absolute favorite glosses that I've ever discovered. This is the Dior Addict Lip Maximizer. I will say this is pricey for a lip gloss. I want to say that it's $30, $32 to $34, and it took me so long to force myself to buy it because of the price, but it is so worth it. It looks beautiful on top of lipsticks. It looks beautiful on its own. Looks kind of nude in the packaging, but it comes out more just literally like a gloss. As you can see right here, it does make your lips tingle a tiny bit, but nothing overpowering, nothing that kind of feels like you're being stung by bees. You've probably heard so many people talking about this in 2018. This is the Fenty Beauty Lip Gloss. Excuse me, the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb, and this is the universal shade. This is one of the first ones that she came out with. I know that there's some more on the market right now that I really want to try out. So many people were talking about it, and I'll be completely honest, I purchased it, didn't even try it, and I ended up returning it. I don't even know why. I was just kind of like, oh, I don't know if that's my vibe. Here it is right here. So I was in Sephora one day and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try that back on because so many people rave about it. Picked it up, put it on my lips. fell in love with it, repurchased it, and I have never looked back. Very universal shade for all skin tones. I have friends with very fair skin tones that have used it and loved it. I have a friend with a very deep, beautiful complexion that loved it, so it really does look great on all skin types, which I absolutely love. Fenty Beauty's line is just amazing for that reason, and hats off to her because she did so great developing that entire line of all the products she has. Last but not least, this is the Marc Jacobs Sugar Enamored Hydrating Lip Gloss Stick. Confusing, right? Lip gloss stick. I didn't know what to expect when I got this, but all I know is this is all I needed to see. This color right here has me like, this is me. This is my color in a tube. I don't care if this was $50. If I saw this, I would have to buy it just because of the shade itself. Marc Jacobs product, so it is pricey. The formulation of this is absolutely perfection. It is so beautiful. It's actually what I'm wearing on my lips right now. I could probably pop some. I had a hair in my lip gloss, so that's awesome. Let me zoom you guys in a bit so you can see. That baby never leaves my bag. I actually had to run downstairs and get it before I started filming this video because that is just, out of all of these lip products, this one is by far my favorite and I will never be without this. So Marc Jacobs, please never ever ever discontinue this. The formulation really is like a lipstick but a tiny bit of gloss. It's so comfortable, it feels so good, makes my lips look really plump and juicy, and I just love it. Okay, and as I figured, this video I feel like is going to be 10 million years long, so let me try to stop talking so much and pop through things. I want to talk about a couple of my favorite primers right now. The Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. At first I couldn't get on board with it. I just didn't feel like it did that much, but let me tell you, this primer water mixed with the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer is a duo that cannot be reckoned with. I spray my face with this down and then follow up with the Tatcha, and it makes such an incredible difference on my makeup throughout the entire day. My makeup just goes on so much more seamless, and just Tatcha killed it with this primer. Again, I was a little skeptical at first, but purchased it, decided to give it a shot. And I have been using this for a very long time. I mean, the past 6 months. And I still have so much product left. So a little bit really does go a long way. So it is, in my opinion, worth the price tag. And the last primer that I'm going to talk about is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. It is a primer and moisturizer in one. This is just my little travel bottle. I have the big bottle sitting back here. I have used it on top of my moisturizer as well as just using this to prime and moisturize, and either way it works absolutely perfect. Kathleen Lights raves about this, so I definitely wanted to try it out. Let's move on to foundations, CC creams, and concealers. I have to talk about two products that I did not put down in 2018. Chances are I was only wearing one of the two of these and not much foundation on my face. This is the Lancome Skin Feels Good. It's actually called a hydrating skin tint, pretty much a CC cream. And the same with this Touche Eclat All-in-One Glow by YSL. I love them both for very different reasons. This Lancome is the one I will gravitate towards if I want to be a little bit more put together. I know that sounds silly because this works for the exact same reason. However, if I'm just running errands, I'm going to the gym, I want a little bit of coverage, I will absolutely reach for this because it does feel pretty full coverage. This just makes me pretty dewy. I have combination skin, but I get really oily in certain areas. I usually set this with a powder. If I already know I'm gonna be out and sweating and, you know, I don't really mind getting so dewy, I will use this one. But this guy doesn't give me that kind of greasy, slick feeling at all. I feel like I'm saying this wrong. The YSL one doesn't make me like a sweaty, oil slick mess on my face. It just wears more dewy on me than this one does. If I am going to a work meeting or I have a meeting all day in California, similar to the IT Cosmetics CC cream, this used to be my go-to for that reason. What I would travel with, what I would use, If I just wanted a little bit of coverage and I didn't want a full-on glam face, it wears so beautifully. I always get compliments on my skin when I use this. It truly is your skin, but better. Highly, highly recommend both of those, but I just like this one a little pinch more. Now for foundation, I will be completely honest. This was a year for me where I don't really feel like I went out all that much. If I did, it was kind of just a dinner or out with friends, but not out to any big parties or any big events or anything. So my foundation wearage this year has been very minimum. That being said, I'm gonna talk about two of my go-tos. Again, when I wear, I get compliments on my skin all the time. People coming up to me asking what I'm using, what foundation I'm using. First up is the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. This was such a game changer for me. I've always been a fan of the NARS concealers. I've used them for years, but this is just my absolute go-to. My can't live without, the I need you. I don't want to ever lose you. I need you in my life. Foundation, it makes my skin look beautiful. And let me just tell you, this year has been like the year of my skin trying me for whatever reason. I've been breaking out in places that I've never broken out in before. That sounded weird. I mean on my face, of course. I could have a zit the size of a quarter on my cheek. And if I'm wearing this, people are gonna be like, your face is so beautiful. What are you wearing? So for that reason, can't live without. Next is the Peach Perfect Foundation by Too Faced. I was a little scared when I first read that this was a matte foundation, not because I really dislike matte foundations, but because, again, I have combination skin, so some matte foundations really hold onto my dry patches that I get like down through here, or, you know, randomly, like for whatever reason, in between my brow and my hairline, I get so dry right there, and some matte foundations will cling onto those patches for dear life. This one doesn't do that at all, and it smells amazing. Again, it always makes my complexion look flawless, even when it's not. I've recommended this to a couple of people that really enjoy it as well. Two standout concealers this year. I have mixed feelings about the Tarte Shape Tape. It was always my ride or die. I loved it, and I've used it for so long, and I still continue to use it. I just felt like it was starting to get heavy on my under eye. When I found this concealer, my Tarte Shape Tape kind of took a backseat. So this is the Jouer Essential High Coverage Liquid Concealer, and mine is in the shade Wheat. This is my ride or die now. I don't know what else to say. The next is a drugstore concealer, which is absolutely amazing. This is the Flower Beauty Concealer in the shade Light. This is such a beautiful concealer, and at a drugstore price, I highly, highly recommend this. I'm gonna talk really quickly about these eyeliners right here. Again, in 2018, I haven't felt like I've been doing anything super, super glam. So my eyeliner is, you know, just a little bit here and there. First, this is the Tattoo Liner by Kat Von D in the shade Mad Max Brown. I have totally been into brown eyeliners this year. That's pretty much all I have worn. I'm finding that brown is just not nearly as harsh on my eyes because I do have light eyes. Also, the Marc Jacobs, this is more of like the crown style eyeliner. This is in the shade Brownie. These Marc Jacobs liners are absolutely perfect. I use this to tight line my eyes today. So creamy, glides on beautifully. My camera does this thing where it absolutely loves to shut off on me, so that's awesome. Let's jump back into it. Do not mind this hair, you guys. I did a deep I can't even talk. I did a deep conditioning treatment on my hair last night, and it is driving me absolutely insane. Let's go ahead and talk about some brow products. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer Pencil. I recently got back into this. I used to always use the Brow Wiz, but I actually picked this one back up. This is the thicker one that has more of the slant. Don't mind my ugly calluses mixed with self-tanner. The next brow pencil is very shocking because this is from the drugstore, and I typically don't find brow products that I love at the drugstore. I wish that I did, but this one is the Catrice Cosmetics Slimatic Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. I picked up the Anastasia Brow Wiz pencil probably like 2 months ago, and before that, this was the only brow pencil I've been using. This is in the shade Light, and I also have a couple others in the shade Medium. I just kind of bounce back and forth. Now that I have a shadow root in my hair, as you can kind of tell, it's obviously darker up top, blonder here. I feel like I can get away with using darker brow products. They're so affordable. I think each of these are like $3. However, they go so quick. They kind of have that gel waxy formula, so I find that I go through these like water, but that's okay because they're so affordable and they absolutely give me the brow of my dreams. Let's try to get through these mascaras really quick. I can do a video on some of these products more in depth maybe in the future, but for the sake of this video, because I already know it's going to be like 20 some minutes long, I'm going to go ahead and go through these really quick. This is the Skinny Mascara by Wet n Wild. It's the Mega Slim Mascara. I only use for my bottom lashes. As you can see, the wand is very, very, very small and tiny. So this is specifically for those lower lashes. It's so easy to get in there and get a nice coverage underneath. This is what I'm wearing on my on my lower lashes today. The other three that I have, I'm going to talk about these two first because these are just really, really good ones. And if you're looking for a good mascara that I recommend, this is the Lancome Monsieur Big Mascara. It is absolutely beautiful. I love it. One of my all-time favorites so far that I've tried, especially in 2018. Same kind of goes with this Hypnose Drama by Lancome as well. Lancome just knows what they're doing when it comes to mascaras. I'm not going to lie. So this wand is the wand that's a little curved and I absolutely love it. Really good for separating, lengthening, volume. Really love both of those, but chances are in 2018, if you saw me with mascara on, I was wearing the Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara. I know I've talked about this on my channel before. It is the easiest, most beautiful tubing mascara that I have ever found. This rinses off strictly with warm water. But not only that, it's so beautiful. Oh, something that I had in here I should have mentioned earlier. This is the lid primer that I wear before going in with my eyeshadows. This is the Smashbox Photo Finish Lid Primer in Light. Just what I like to use before I go in with my eyeshadows. As I've said before on my channel, I have a lot of veins in my eyelids, so I like to cover that. I guess I'll go ahead and show you the eyeshadow palettes that I've pulled to talk about. First things first, the Anastasia Soft Glam palette is the palette that I was using in 2018. It is absolutely beautiful. It has all of just like the colors that you could need. It has a black, it has some good transition shades. Great to travel with because you get a lot of options. And this is the Dose of Colors Friendcation palette. This is by desi&katy. Absolutely love these shadows. You have a couple fun colors here. I will probably honestly never wear this blue shade. That's just not really me. But all of the rest of these are so beautiful. I used every shade in the palette aside from these two. This shade right here is unlike anything I've ever used before. If you see, it kind of comes up. It's more like a top coat for shadows, but it just makes any shadow that you already have on pop so much. This is the only eyeshadow palette that I own by Kylie Cosmetics. This is her Extended Peach palette. Again, if y'all know me, you know that I love me some peachy neutral shades, so this was right up my alley. They blend really well. They're very pigmented, beautiful palette, especially if you're into those peachy kind of tones. I have to give a mention to Kathleen Light's collaboration with ColourPop on her Dream Street palette, simply because the shadows are beautiful. They blend like a dream, but I also find myself gravitating towards it a lot, especially for these transition colors, a beautiful highlight shade and an all over shade, and you can just do a lot of fun things with this palette. The last two that are great for me to travel with are these little baby Natasha Denona mini palettes. I have the mini Sunset palette and the mini Nude palette. I guess they look a little bit similar. I used the mini Nude palette on my eyes today. These are so small and compact. They're great to travel with. Like I said, you have your transition shade. Why is that so hard for me to say? And then you have some shimmer shades and then a deep shade to just kind of like go in and smoke out that outer V. Setting powders in 2018 I used, you guys know that I love this. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Micro Powder in the shade Medium. Gosh, that was a mouthful. It's beautiful. It sets down my entire face and it does not leave me feeling powdery or like I have a bunch of makeup on my face. This is the Hourglass Translucent Powder. I have been loving this powder this year. And again, this is just the travel size because I take this with me. I have the bigger size, of course, but I travel with this one because this powder is so finely milled and so beautiful. Also, absolutely have to mention this palette. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Unlocked palette. I know this was sold out for a while and really hard to find. I hope that it's not still sold out, but it might be. These two shades are beautiful setting powders. I've been using these two blushes all the time. This is a bronzer and this is a highlight. I travel with this palette every single time I go out of town. Everything for me right here. I can grab it and go. The bronzers that I had to mention this year that I used all the time in 2018. This is the Chocolate Soleil bronzer by Too Faced. It is so beautiful. It smells like chocolate. It never looks muddy on me. It's just like the perfect bronze tone. I found myself using it a lot again in 2018, and I know it's not like a new product or anything. I was always using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Of course, you can find this at the drugstore. This is actually in the shade Deep Bronzer, and the original shade that's just called Bronze is good for me, but I find myself picking this up when I just want something a little bit more deeper to contour my cheeks with. I have both of these actually on my face right now. I used the Too Faced one first and then wanted to deepen up deepen it up a little bit, so I used this one. So for blush, I have a couple that I've been loving, but you guys, I constantly reach. All right, for blush, aside from that Hourglass palette, I've been using that blush all the time. So aside from this beautiful shade right here, the other two that I really reached for, this Pixie blush right here, this is in the shade Beach Rose. It's beautiful. It's a little bit more on the bronzy side, but I love that in a blush. I'm also still such a big fan of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Blush Trio. This is in the shade Peachy Love. All of these blushes are so beautiful. I find myself really using the two of these combined, not as much this lighter shade. The pop of like the corally blush for like spring and summer is just like so beautiful. Let's quickly jump into highlighters and we will be done with this video. These highlighters, I just do not think I will find any more that I love. More than these, hopefully I do. This is the highlighter that Amrexy collaborated with Anastasia Beverly Hills in, and it is just absolutely stunning. It is everything you could want in a goldy, champagne-y, and it's such a different kind of formula. It's very buildable. If you haven't checked this out, go play with it. It is absolutely stunning. You will not regret it. I have a lot of Dose of Colors products from the desi&katy collection. This is in the shade Fuego. This is the highlighter that they collaborated again with Dose of Colors with. Same with the eyeshadow palette that I showed you guys earlier. This highlighter looks a little dark in the pan, but when you put it on your face, I just realized I'm filming this video and I don't have highlighter on at all. None. What is my problem? Let's fix that right now. Let me show you guys this highlighter because it is the one that I have definitely reached for the most in 2018. Oh, can you see that? When you have a bunch of makeup in your collection, you know it means something when you have all of these different colors and all of these different things that you could be wearing, but you know when you jump back to like the same couple products, it's something that you truly love. And that's how I feel about this highlight. I can't believe I didn't have highlighter on my face. Who am I? I do believe this was a limited edition highlighter, but when I was just on Ulta, I did see it on there, so go check it out if you haven't already. This is the Flower Beauty highlighting palette. You get 3 shades. It did come with a brush. My brush fell out. I wouldn't necessarily use the brush anyway. You have a beautiful pinky toned, gold toned, and more like a shimmery champagne color. I like to mix this shade and this shade together and then put it on my cheeks, and for the price, this is just one of the best drugstore highlighters I have found. So I think that wraps up this video, you guys. It has been so much longer than I wanted it to be. I'm gonna make my outro really quick. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know down below what else you want to see. If you want me to go into more detail about each of these products and I can swatch them, etc. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I will see y'all in my next one. Bye.